My name is Carson Cook. I'm a second year majoring in political science with a pre-law intent from Cochran, Georgia. Whenever I'm asked about what my biggest passion in life is, I would probably say people. And I know that sounds super cliche and cheesy, but really and truly, like, every person has a different experience in life, and I feel like it's our job to learn about those experiences and to help other people have better experiences in their life. People are just every person's story is so unique. So yeah, people are probably my passion. A common theme throughout my life is allowing other people to decide who I'm supposed to be, and that is so many different levels. Growing up, it was my family was very low socioeconomic status, and my family always told me when I went to school I had to be this certain person so no one would know. And then coming to college, people try to decide what I can and cannot say, who I can and cannot be, and I always let that. My entire life I've let that affect me, but up until recently, I've been starting to decide I'm my own person. I can be whoever I want to be. But yeah. The happiest moment of my life, which is going to sound super cheesy again, is the day I got accepted into the University of Georgia. I'm a first generation college student, so my family didn't go to college. And so this was a new idea. This is the only place I applied. And where I come from, going to University of Georgia is going to an Ivy League. It's a huge deal. And I remember I rode into town because I'm from a really small town with we don't have any internet or cell service. So we rode in town. I got on a computer in my dad's office, and my dad, we all walked in there and we opened it up as a family. And it was by far the happiest moment of my life because I realized that I was about to make a difference in the world and a difference in myself. My one piece of advice is to be yourself always. Just in my life, that recurring theme of people trying to tell me who I'm supposed to be, I was never able to be myself. And being yourself is the only way, if you're not yourself, then relationships with your friends and family aren't true relationships. So I feel being yourself is the most important thing. Love unconditionally. A lot of love that I've been given my entire life has been conditional love, and it sucks. It really does. So I would advise everyone to always love everyone unconditionally.
So I'm Mary Beth. I graduated from UGA in 1994. So I think sitting here, it reminds me of the good times I had. And I'm 48 now, and in my mind, I'm still 21. So I would say enjoy every day because it really does go by very quickly. Respect others, be kind.
Okay, and my name is Cindy, and I graduated from Auburn University in 1987, and we are both just glad to be here today for the Auburn, Georgia game. And this is our dog Deacon, who is a dog divided. And I would say in all my years, the things that I have learned is learning to be more accepting and less judgmental of people. And since we both are gay, and when we were coming out, it was a little bit more difficult than it is now. And so I think that it's a much more open and supportive environment. And we actually notice that when we travel, because there are places and people that seem to be more positive about the acceptance of gays and lesbians. And so we're very happy about that. When we were coming up in the 80s, it was a bit different. So I think people can appreciate the fact that society is shifting their thinking about same-sex relationships and marriage, and we're very grateful for that. And that would be one thing that I think I've struggled with, and I've learned to come to terms with and try to be accepting and supporting of everyone, even regardless of sexual orientation. That includes religion and nationality, gender, etc.
Ditto. I agree.
Hello, gang. I'm Sophia Rodriguez. I'm from Hinesville, Georgia. If this is Georgia, I'm like right here. It's 45 minutes south of Savannah. I love where I'm from. It's home of Fort Stewart military base. I'm from a military family. I love to sing. I love to laugh. I like to exist. If I could be any animal, I would either be a lightning bug or a tiger. That one's generic, but tigers' legs are so strong that if they die standing up, they'll still be standing. It's really cool, but yeah, I just like being a person, and on top of that, trying to be a good person. I want to be a lightning bug because I want to be a light in this world, and I like to do the right thing. I love Jesus. Jesus is the reason why I am the way I am, why I laugh as loud as I do, why I smile as bright. Ting, ting, ting. And so yeah, I think I might have covered all the bases. I'm Hispanic, I'm Dominican, my major's international affairs. One day I might be the President of the United States of America, so 2036. Sophia Rodriguez, unless somebody wants to marry me and my last name changes. But for right now, that's the plan. But I trust God and whatever He takes me, so I'm just going with the flow right now, turning up at the University of Georgia, sleeping, eating, studying, and living my best life. Guys, look at this leaf. Guys, I'm serious!
Where is it?
Look at it! Like, come close!
Oh, it's water.
It's got
water?
I don't know what it is. It's like jelly almost. Maybe it's a slug. If you don't come look at this leaf. I am very passionate about a lot of things. I think a defining characteristic of myself is that I care a lot about a lot of things. Just because, I don't know, I have the capacity to love, and I don't believe that you lose any part of yourself by loving things with your whole heart, by loving people with your whole heart. You don't lose who you are by loving anything. It's just, when you pour out, you can continuously be filled up. So I don't feel like I have to be stingy with my love, and I'm passionate about a lot of things. I'm passionate about Jesus. He, you know, is my portion. He like inspires me to be who I am, who I want to be. I think I'm most passionate about people though. I just care so much, and when I think about people, it amazes me how complex they are. Like, I think of people and they walk in their day-to-day lives, and it's really easy to think that you're like the main character of your video game and you're about to kill all the final bosses, but like, that's everything. Oh my gosh, I don't play multiplayer games because, oh my gosh, too many main characters. But it's crazy to think that everyone has their own storyline. And when I think of people, I think of like these trees coming out of their heads. They're not like real like leafy trees, like trees that are like light, and they just shine everywhere. And there's so many different facets of their being, things that make them who they are, and that just amazes me. And I just love people, and I love that I can love people. Like, I feel so filled to the point that I can love and be loved, and I think that that is a real blessing. And I thank God that I have the capacity to love. And I'm really passionate about people, life, existence, Jesus. I think one big thing that I struggled with when I was younger was allowing myself to feel negative emotions. I felt like the sacrificial lamb, like I was taking everyone's burdens, and I couldn't experience anger or sadness or fear or anxiety, and I just wouldn't let myself. And then it got to the point where it was bubbling, 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 boiling over, and I had to go to counseling, and counseling like changed my life. I think of my life kind of like pre-counseling, post-counseling, pre-Jesus, post-Jesus. I'm in post-Jesus, post-counseling, so we are at a prime right now. But I just learned that it's okay to feel, and it is feeling emotions at their like most, like at the most extreme is, it's such a liberating feeling that you can exist. Like when you feel extreme happiness, that's wonderful and amazing. When you feel extreme sadness, that's also wonderful and amazing because it means that you're alive. And like, I think of my God as an emotional God. Like my God gets angry, my God gets happy, my God's sad, my God has emotions, and I want to be just like my God. And I want to feel, and I let myself feel. And so like when I see things in the news or I see things on campus that I don't agree with or that make me sad, I'm gonna feel it. And it sparks me to want to change it. So it's like, yes, we love feeling and we also love action. So I think it's okay to not be okay, but I don't think it's okay to stay that way. And so if you think something's not okay and you identify that, you have the resources and support to change that. And that's one thing that I've learned as I've gotten older. It's like, no matter how alone I feel, there's always someone who's probably thinking the same thing or wants to help me get to a resolution. If I could give people a piece of advice, just like a general, this is my little divvy, I would just say love. That's simple. Love yourself, love others, love what you do. I just don't believe that you can act wrong, like acting out of love. Like I mean, definitely love, you can't use love for every excuse, like I'm gonna kick this pigeon because I love kicking pigeons. No, like that's not love. You have to identify what love is, and when you know what love is, you can act on that. And so my simple advice is to love, but also in the constraints of what love actually is. Love is kind, love is beautiful, love is respectful. That's a big thing. And I just think that love is something that encompasses all of the beautiful things in this world. And why wouldn't you want to live a life that's beautiful?
Well, I was the one who showed you the sky, but you brought it down to my thighs. Sadly believed every word I didn't mean. Bad loving dark